Hey everybody, Fran and with Jump Realty. It is Wednesday, February 1st, and we are talking all things real estate. So what is going on this week? We are seeing some movement. Traditionally, the spring market starts around March. As we talked about, the Fed announcement is March 8th. But really, things are starting to tingle. Things are starting to heat up, especially in the 250 to 350 range. It is moving. This is where people get into the market, usually first-time homeowners. And because prices are down, people are getting off their hands and they're getting in the market. Because interest rates. We've had 7 hikes. We know what's happening. We know what's coming. The headlines are starting to reflect more internally of what's going on and people not freaking out. Soft landing, soft landing, soft landing. Let's talk about the housing price being down. That's what's important. I think talking about interest rates at this point is kind of a distraction because the real issue overall, the macro issue, is inventory, is housing crisis, is 400,000 immigrants coming to Canada. Where are we going to put them? How does that affect rentals? Making it easier for builders to build, making it easy for people to get permits, people to renovate, people to provide housing in what we would consider unique areas or in unique ways. I think that's more important to focus on. Interest rates will change, interest rates will fluctuate. You can buy and refi. The sales price is what's important. And it's also more important to realize and keep in mind, people say all the time, real estate's a long-term play. Real estate's a long-term play. Real estate's a good place to park your money. Why is that? Well, that's because the market's going to grow. They're not making any more land. The market is predicted to grow anywhere from 6 to 9%, according to who you talk to. And so if your interest rate is 5, but you're growing at 6 to 9, stay in your house longer than a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5, 7, stay 10. That's how you'll make your money. Your equity will build. That's why you want to buy low, right? So let's think more about the larger plan and what Ontario and what Canada are doing to resolve this housing crisis, this inventory problem that we have, and focus on that and not the interest rates, because that's going to fluctuate over the next forever, right? That's what they do. They're a reflection of what's going on, but they're not a larger reflection in a sense, hope that makes sense. Anyways, we are seeing some more movement in the upper, like 400,000 and up. We're seeing some little bit of movement, which we haven't seen, which is also good news. And I think that's about it. We're just starting to gear up. You can feel the market starting to notch up a little bit, which is always exciting. So for today's portion for education, we're going to talk about a clause versus a condition. Really light overview. So a clause is a statement. So basically a clause is who's going to do something, what is that something they're going to do, when are they going to do it by, who's going to pay for it, and what happens if they don't. So it's more of a statement. It's like, I will pay you cash by transfer, by check, by my lawyer, by this date. If I don't, it's null and this contract is null and void. It's a statement. Who will do what, when, how, and who pays for it. What makes it a condition is when something is conditional or needs to be fulfilled or needs to happen that hasn't happened yet. So that's what makes it conditional. So a financing condition. I will get financing by this point at this rate, or a home inspection condition. I will get a home inspection satisfactory upon the buyer, meaning the buyer has to satisfy it and therefore waive it. So a clause is something that's going to happen. It's a statement of fact. A condition, or it becomes conditional when that statement of fact needs something to happen to make it whole. So I'm going to get financing if this happens. If this happens, I will fulfill my condition and we will move forward. A clause is, this is happening and I promise to do this and I promise to do it by this date and this time and how. And if I don't, then you can do this. I hope that simplifies things. So when people say nowadays in the market, you can get conditions in, this is what we're talking about. Like a clause would be, everything has to be in working order. A clause would be, I'm simplifying things. We have 2 walkthroughs for measurements before we go. That's a clause. Conditional means I haven't decided yet, or I'm not sure yet, or I have to fulfill something. I have to get something done to make sure this happens. So I have to get a home inspection done to see what's in the home inspection, and then I will decide to the buyer's satisfaction, right, whether it gets fulfilled or not. So before, when the market was frenzied and crazy, it was, we get a walkthrough, it's in clean condition, and you get cash. Like, it was non-conditional because you wanted the house, you would do anything. Well, not anything, but I saw some crazy things. Conditional means something has to be fulfilled, and you have to give a time frame, and you have to say to what measurement that has to happen, because what the seller might think is fine in the home inspection and what the buyer might think in the home inspection is not fine. Two different things, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit. And let me know if there's something that you have a question you want answered about, or a definition or something explained, and we'll do it here. So I will see you guys next week, next Wednesday. And I think that's it. Oh, Wednesday, February 15th. I will not be here. I will be on vacation. Pictures coming soon. See you guys next week, though. Take care.